It will interest you to know that God himself is considered as the number one researcher. Do you agree with me or not? Yeah. Is God a researcher? Why do you think so? Why do you think so? Let me take off my slides, otherwise people will copy mine. Why do you think God is a researcher? You said? Okay, you said God analyzes our actions. Is there any part in scripture that we can use to prove that God is a researcher?
I think actions are way. That's
okay, that's a good one. You said? Okay, so that's a good research because God might have observed, done some observation and seen that, this man is suffering. Everybody is in pain. But he alone is in the garden throwing stones at lizards here and there, and he gets frustrated. So let me get somebody for him. That's also good. Okay, any more? Okay, it looks like this woman has actually taken my apple. Let's do that for everybody. Good. So if you look at the creation story, you can see that God is a systematic creator. Okay, so he observed the nature of the world and saw that the earth is actually formless and empty. So every research, if you want to be a good researcher, you learn from God. Okay, just be observant. Observation. A lot of research ideas come through observation. What is the current trend? What is changing? How can I make things different? So if you are very observant, you are going to be a very good researcher. That is one thing. Then there is also the experimentation part of the creation story where God actually introduced elements one after the other. He didn't just create everything in one day. So there's a day he brings heaven and earth, there's a day he brings light, there's a day he creates the trees, and then finally he creates a human being. You'll see that God also does evaluation. He says after each day, he analyzes and says that it is good. That's why we also see every researcher needs to analyze. So God analyzes. So if you say you are in the image of God and you do analyze, then you see that there's some more trouble somewhere. You should be able to analyze situations. As a counselor, analyze situations. When you are having sessions with your clients and all that, what are the things that are changing? What are some of the issues that are coming up? What sense are you making out of it? So you need to be analyzing. And then there's reflection and application, where on the seventh day, he chose to rest and just reflect on all the things that he has done. So every researcher, you need to reflect on your findings, and that is what usually comes with what you call the implications of your work or implications of your study. So it's actually coming from God. Okay? So there is the reflection and application. Now, you will also see that in the Bible, there are also some good researchers in the Bible who were able to do some research and come up with solutions for problems. And a typical example is Jethro. Jethro, the in-law to Moses. Moses was blessed to lead so many people, and he wanted to, listen to everybody and solve all problems by himself. So in the morning, Moses will sit down and there's a queue from here to Medina. Okay, very long queue. Small problems, big problems. So Moses will never finish, and then the next day, it has to continue like that. So, you see, he was struggling, there was a problem. But It took a researcher like Jethro to come and observe the situation and say that, hey, if you continue doing this, I don't think you will have time to move to the promised land. So, I'm come to give you an administrative solution. Okay? So Jethro then gave Moses an organizational and administrative structure. So one of the things that you'll be doing as a researcher is that your research should be able to provide solutions. Your research should not just report findings and that is the end of it. After the research, what practical solutions are you bringing on board to solve a particular problem? So, in some of your solutions, you will even end up that the solution is even turning into a project that you want to carry on. And that is what we are advocating for, and that is what TUCEE is advocating for, that our research that we are trying to do should be problem-oriented and should be able to solve issues that are being confronted by counselors in Ghana. Okay, so just as Jethro came up with solutions, counselors should be coming up with solutions. Solomon is also another wonderful researcher. He observed ethics, science, and all that. And he came up with a number of things. Issues of justice, man, animals. Solomon, you see, you read Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, you can see the wisdom. Don't think that the wisdom just came. It was through a lot of observations. So if you are very observant, you can be a very good researcher like Solomon.